You're watching part 2 of the scariest videos of 2022. If you missed part 1, there's a link in the description box below there and it's pinned in the comments. But in the meantime, sit back, relax and enjoy. Over the last few months, there have been numerous sightings of an unidentified flying object hovering over Medellin, Colombia, prompting theories that an alien craft is surveying the area. The incidents were compiled by the Instagram account BD Maestro #1. The most recent sighting took place on August 3, 2022, when several tourists spotted a strange craft floating near the Medellin airport. Take a look.
What the f is that? Like, look, there's a plane. There's a plane because we have an airport here, like to the left, to the right of me. What is that? What the f is that?
At one point, you can even see a commercial aircraft flying nearby to the mysterious object.
What the f is that? Like, look, there's a plane. There's a plane because we have an airport here, like to the left, to the right of me. What is that?
Whatever it is, it floats in stark contrast to the plane cruising below. Prior to this, on June 27, a very similar looking object was seen hovering over the city. It was also spotted on the 9th of April. Here you can see the object moving through the air rather than hovering in one spot. Then, on the 10th of January, it was seen again. It was even seen as far back as December 2021. Here we can see it sitting among some dense clouds. It seems Colombia is no stranger to UFO sightings, with hundreds of reports logged over the last few decades. What makes these sightings even more mysterious and frankly quite creepy are the reports of an alien-worshipping cult that went missing back in the late 1990s. Stella Maris were a doomsday cult based in Cartagena, Colombia. Founded in 1989 by Rodolfo Perez, the group prophesized an end-of-days scenario where mankind was doomed to suffer a cataclysmic event. According to their charismatic leader, the only way to survive the disaster was to make contact with an alien race, who would select a chosen few to be taken off-world. And while so far this sounds like fairly standard doomsday cult ramblings, it's what happened in June and July of 1999 that makes this event truly bizarre. Local authorities were already keeping a close eye on the cult's compound after numerous reports from concerned family members were filed, noting that they believed their loved ones had been brainwashed and that they feared for their safety. Then, in early July 1999, local police noted a lot of activity at the Stella Maris compound. It was as though they were getting ready for some kind of event. As many as 100 members were seen marching into the wilderness, including entire families. Their official statement said that they were heading to their annual retreat in the Sierra Nevada mountains, but it soon became apparent that they were actually heading to an area known for regular UFO sightings deep in the jungle. Soon after, no contact was ever made again. It's as though the entire 100 people vanished off the face of the earth. After an exhaustive search, authorities could find no trace of the group whatsoever. Their compound had been left untouched, all their belongings remained, but the entire property was eerily empty. A wider search of the area found no evidence of the group and no bodies or belongings were ever recovered. All 100 members had vanished. This spooky event prompted all kinds of theories. Many thought it was another example of Jonestown and a mass suicide had taken place, but no bodies were ever found. Others thought perhaps they were kidnapped, as the wilderness where they were last spotted is known to be patrolled by dangerous militants, but no ransom was ever issued, nor was there any evidence of a kidnapping. Finally, after months of exhaustive searches with little to no evidence turning up, people began to wonder whether the cult had actually been abducted by aliens. Given their beliefs and that they had set off in search of UFOs, it's certainly strange that as many as 100 people could go missing without a trace. To this day, no one really knows what happened to the Stella Maris cult. Over the years, some fringe members have come forward saying that they never really believed in aliens, but it still doesn't account for the missing people that marched off into the jungle that day back in July of 1999. All 100 members of the Stella Maris cult are still on Colombia's missing persons list, and the case remains unsolved. It's thought that children might be more sensitive than adults to the paranormal. Maybe it's just because of their active imaginations, but kids often claim to feel and see things that grown-ups can't. This video, uploaded to TikTok by Paranormal, shows a photograph that might just prove this to be true. The pic was snapped by a young girl on her toy camera. According to the girl's mother, their child had been seeing someone in her room and started refusing to sleep in there. On the day that this photo was captured, the girl and her mother were sitting inside the house all alone. As the girl was taking pictures, she turned and said, "Mummy, there's a man in my photo." Her mother grabbed the camera and was startled to see the dark silhouette of a manly figure standing in their hallway. As the poster says her husband was at work at the time, who or what could this shadowy figure be? Is it possible that the young girl has captured photographic proof that there really is something else inside their home? Perhaps it's time for her parents to believe her. This next one's been doing the social media rounds this past week, prompting viewers to wonder if teleportation is a real thing. TikToker Leslie XO was happily watching the evening news when they spotted something quite unusual in the background of an interview. Take a look. Watching that again, you can see a man materialize out of nowhere. Initially, some people thought that there must have been a cut in the footage, but if you watch the women in the foreground, there doesn't appear to be a cut at all. Then some people suggested it could be a green screen, but the news anchor and the interviewee appeared to be there in person. You can even see their hair blowing in the breeze. The best and most enjoyable theory thrown out there is that what we're seeing is a man teleporting on live TV. Perhaps he's a time traveler on an important mission to alter our timeline. One commenter jokingly said that time travelers have to go to the grocery store just like everyone else. So what do you make of this bizarre sighting? Technical glitch or genuine time traveler? Furiously type your opinions in the comments down below. We all know parrots can talk, and there are countless videos online of them saying cute and funny things. However, did you know there are also other birds that can speak? In this clip, posted to TikTok by Real Horror Talk, we see a raven sitting by the shore. Out of nowhere, it suddenly starts speaking in an incredibly deep and human-like voice. Have a listen.
Here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy.
It seems to say, "Hey, come on. Good boy."
Come on. Good boy.
Perhaps if this was a parrot talking, one might find it amusing. However, coming from a large jet black raven, it sounds rather sinister. To make the clip even creepier, one viewer noted just how unnerving it would be if you were walking through the woods late at night and suddenly heard this.
Come on. Good boy.
In folklore, ravens are often associated with loss and ill omen. Yet, they can also represent prophecy and insight. In Swedish mythology, they're thought to be the ghosts of murdered people who haven't had a Christian burial, while in German stories, they represent damned souls. Whether it's the symbolism of the bird or this one's particularly unnerving voice that makes this clip so unsettling to watch, the next time you see a raven in the wild, you probably won't look at it the same way.
Here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good boy.
While our previous clip wasn't as mysterious as it first appeared, this next one is a little harder to explain. It was uploaded to Instagram by Paranormal. It's some security footage taken in a back alley. We can see some young kids taking some bikes. However, as one of the kids goes back for another bike in the background, something truly odd happens. Watch. A pair of shadowy legs walk to the right. The figure then returns and seems to reach out to the boy, who turns around to have a look. It returns once more before the clip abruptly ends. A lot of people in the comments said that this is a shadow person sighting. Many paranormal investigators believe that shadow people are a type of spiritual entity that lurk in our world. Some say they're lost souls, others have suggested they could be interdimensional beings or aliens. Regardless of what they are, tens of thousands of people all around the world have reported seeing these beings with remarkable similarity. People suffering from insomnia or sleep paralysis often describe shadowy people watching them out the corner of their eyes. So are these shadowy entities real? Judging by the reports, the thousands of testimonies, and the countless videos that seem to show them, one can't help but wonder about these things when it's pitch black at 3 AM and you're all alone. Good thing everyone knows they can't get you when you're under a blankie. We've been following the eerie happenings of Diego Spickers for quite some time now, and it seems that his alleged haunting just gets stranger and stranger as time goes on. Diego believes that a ghostly presence has taken up residence in his apartment in Mexico. These are just the latest incidents to take place in his home. In this first clip, we can see his pet dog hiding in the corner, clearly having been spooked by something.
¿Qué pasó, niña?
That's when he finds a torn apart doll on the ground. Inside of it, he finds a mysterious package. In this next clip, he finally works up the courage to open whatever it was he found inside the toy. Watch what happens. Watching that again, as he opens the piece of cloth, some fingers appear from under the table. He steps back, but there's clearly nothing there. Eerier still, inside the cloth, there appears to be a locket and some kind of dusty substance. Many viewers have speculated that they're the ashes from a cremation. In this final clip, things get even creepier. Take a look. Breaking this one down, you can hear the door handle to the bathroom violently shaking. In the glass, you can clearly make out the face of a young girl. But when he opens the door, there's nothing to be found. It's a small room with nowhere for an accomplice to hide. Some commenters said that the cloth in the second clip looks like a hex bag. These are sometimes used by practitioners of black magic to form a curse on a specific place or person. So are we witnessing the fallout of a dark curse? For now, we'll have to wait and see as more haunting videos are captured in the home of Diego Spickers. Our last segment of the day comes from a TikToker who's been documenting some very strange activity inside of his apartment. Several of the clips have gone viral, prompting an ever-growing audience of followers to speculate on what's really going on. It all began when user Damian uploaded a short clip showing some very unusual banging inside of his home. Take a look.
I really don't think I'm ever gonna be able to listen to it. Listen to that pedaling.
He opens the door, but there's nothing there.
I mean, this is my whole closet right here. It's my kitchen.
The OP says that the building was built back in 1932, and while he's normally a fairly level-headed sort of person, the continued activity has led him to speculate that the property might be haunted. Here's the same noise again, but during the day.
Or in the afternoon, just to prove that there's nothing there. Jesus.
This time he opens the front door to prove that there's no one outside of the apartment banging.
Just to prove.
He then opens the closet and, as before, there's no one there.
Jesus Christ.
Following these clips going viral, Damian started gaining followers who were keen on getting involved with the mystery. Before long, they started asking questions.
Nobody's ever been hurt. It's usually just the banging on the door. Do I 100% believe that it is something paranormal? Well, not 100%, but I'd like to try and disprove that it is something like a ghost first.
And while he's not ruling out something paranormal, he says he's quite skeptical and that he just wants to solve the mystery. Spurred on by his followers, the OP ran a live stream where he tried communicating with any alleged spirits that might be present.
Alright, let's try and get it on camera this time. Can you explain psychic? Can you tell me what psychic means?
Catherine.
You're a Catherine that's a psychic? If so...
Then when trying to communicate further, this happens.
Catherine, would you like to tell us why...
Stop recording.
The app tells him to stop recording, and judging by the look in his eyes, he's quite terrified by the response. This is an ongoing saga over on TikTok, and there's a lot more we weren't able to cover here, so I highly recommend you head over and watch the events play out. As always, I'll put a link in the description box down below.
In the afternoon, just to prove that there's nothing there. Jesus Christ.
This creepy encounter was uploaded to Instagram by the South American news outlet Infobay. This bus driver from the Salta province of Argentina says he was finishing his shift driving an empty bus back to the depot when suddenly the stop button was pressed as though a passenger wanted to get off. He took out his phone to film what was happening.
Van a cagar de risa, hermano, pero no estoy loco, boludo. Me tocaron el timbre, boludo, mira. Tengo prendida la luz del timbre. Y hay alguien que habla atrás, boludo.
The driver shows us how strange it is that the stoplight had been activated, despite the fact that there's no passengers on board the bus.
Y hay alguien que habla atrás, boludo.
Now things get even creepier when you listen closely to the footage. In it, you can hear a woman's voice. Translated from Spanish, it sounds like the voice says, "Stop, driver." The bus driver was stumped by the incident and has no way of explaining what happened. There's been no official word from the bus company either, so for now, this very eerie encounter will have to remain a complete mystery. Many of us had imaginary friends as children. It seems that it's all part of growing up. But what if these friends were not so imaginary after all? Take a look at this photo uploaded to Facebook by user Laredo Paranormal Stories. In it, we can see that there appears to be a second figure next to the boy in the blue shirt. The figure's face looks pale, even skeletal. Its hair appears disheveled and wild, and its body almost seems to be a black void. The photo was captured by the poster's husband. The poster believes that it shows their son playing with his imaginary friend, Pauline. It seems that the picture freaked the family out so much that shortly after it was taken, they decided to move home. Despite the figure's creepy appearance, several viewers thought that it didn't look as though it posed a threat to the boy. In fact, one viewer even suggested that it could have been the boy's guardian angel. So what do you think this photo shows? Is it really the child's imaginary friend? If it is, then one has to wonder whether or not she followed the family to their new house. This next video was uploaded to TikTok by user Monique Hernandez. The clip is taken from a home security camera positioned at the front of the TikToker's house. They asked their viewers for an explanation, posing the question, "Is this a ghost caught on my Ring camera?" Take a look at what's been captured. The caption reads, "Why can you see the truck through him?" Which is a valid question. If we watch it again, zoomed in and slowed down, you can indeed see details of the truck as the figure walks by. Furthermore, it almost looks like the figure appears out of thin air at the beginning of the clip. A lot of strange sightings captured by home security cameras can be explained by poor compression rates and low resolution. However, this sighting seems rather odd. The visuals are quite crisp, making it even stranger that you can see through the person. Whatever the case may be, the sighting was enough to freak viewers out on TikTok. Some people called it a ghost, a shadow figure, and even a time traveler was suggested. Unfortunately, this short clip is all we have to go by, so for now, unless further info comes to hand, this bizarre sighting will have to remain a complete mystery. In February 2022, something strange happened during an interview with famed Bolivian folk singer Elma Hermosa Gonzalez. The clip was uploaded to TikTok by Elma's niece, who goes by the username Paula Hermosa7. Take a look at what happens.
Qué lindo.
O sea, te das cuenta que tu tío tenía una energía, un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser realidad.
During the interview, Elma's ponytail lifts up into the air. It looks like it's moved by some sort of unseen force.
Un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser realidad.
Viewers were particularly stunned because at the time the ponytail lifts up, Elma was talking about his late brother Ulysses. Ulysses Hermosa died in 1992 at the age of 38 from complications arising from leukemia. Ulysses was integral in the success of the folk group Los Carcas, which he and his brothers performed in. The family believes that Ulysses made an appearance in the interview with his brother Elma, lifting up his ponytail as a way of making contact.
O sea, te das cuenta que tu tío tenía una energía, un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser.
So could this be true? Is the spirit of their lost uncle and brother trying to make contact from the beyond? I'll leave that up to you to decide.
Que tu tío tenía una energía, un sueño, no solo un sueño, tenía un convencimiento de que sí iba a ser.
This next photo was posted to our Slaptown community page on Facebook by Jennifer Howard. Jennifer says that it's a single frame captured by a home security system after it detected movement in the living room. Here you can see the living room with Jennifer sound asleep on her bed. She says that they had moved her bed into the living room because they were renovating and had recently painted the walls of the bedroom. Eerily, just next to the bed is a strange looking figure. It's partially blurred and seems to be leering over the bed. Jennifer notes that you can see her 2 dogs asleep on the bed. They're normally very sensitive and will bark at the slightest movement, yet here they're sound asleep. Creepier still, for some reason, the security camera only captured a single frame and didn't go on to record a video. So all that was captured was this eerie figure standing by the bed for a split second, then nothing. So who or what is this figure by the bed? Jennifer says she was the only one home at the time and is at a loss to explain the sighting. If it was a burglar, you'd think the camera would have caught more footage and the dogs certainly would have started barking. So for now, this eerie sighting will have to remain a mystery. Some spooky security footage captured at a discount supermarket in the United States has left viewers asking the question, are ghosts real? In mid-September 2022, CCTV footage at a Dollar General store in Humansville, Missouri captured a strange apparition in one of the offices. The footage was uploaded to YouTube by the Humansville Paranormal Society. Take a look. At around 2 AM, the mist-like shape moves from left to right in the back office of the store. It appears, then disappears, leaving no trace whatsoever. The OP's wife, Katrina, used to work at the store. She claims she used to hear all kinds of eerie sounds, including the freezer doors banging closed when there was no one else around. Humansville has a long history, and the site where this Dollar General store now sits used to be an old water tower, the base of which is still present on the property. The town is small, with a population of just over 1,000 people. For years, residents have been reporting strange sightings and eerie experiences in Humansville. One of the most reportedly haunted areas is up at the old Elliott Farm, not far from Simrel Cemetery, about 9 miles west of downtown Humansville. Some locals say that the property is not only haunted, but that it permeates evil. An urban legend says that the former owner of the farm was a cruel and wicked man who would torture animals. One night, after getting into an argument with his brother, he burnt down their barn, which was full of horses, just to teach him a lesson. Months later, the farm owner went missing. His family and local townsfolk led a search party, but there was no sign of him anywhere. Finally, after days of exhaustive searches, they discovered both he and his horse lying dead in a field miles from the farm. No one knows what happened or what he was doing in such a rural part of the neighbouring farm. Some say a curse or evil presence played a hand in his death. So could Humansville really be haunted? If this CCTV footage is anything to go by, then perhaps the urban legends are true, and a deep paranormal energy really is clinging to this old town. This next creepy photo was sent to us by one of our viewers, Carol Botha. Carol says that this unsettling photo hangs on the wall of her friend's childhood home. It was already on the wall when their parents bought the home decades ago, and they've just left it there ever since. In the photo, you can see a horse standing at attention. In the background, you can see that there's actually a shadow of a person sitting on the horse. What's even more unsettling is that the homeowner says that quite often, as many as 100 flies will sit on the frame of this picture. You can even see a fly in the top left-hand corner of this photo. Many paranormal experts believe that whenever a specific place or object attracts a swarm of flies, it could mean there is a curse or demonic presence nearby. For centuries, the symbolism of the fly has been associated with death and pestilence. For example, in Mesopotamian mythology, Nergal is the god of death. He's closely linked to suffering and disaster and is often depicted as a swarm of flies. Christians later associated Nergal with a demonic presence. So what's going on with this photo then? Why does the shadow depict a rider? And why do hundreds of flies often cling to its frame? It seems the more you stare at this image, the more unsettling it becomes. This next eerie image was uploaded to Facebook by Dom Fujarski. Some years ago, this couple were dining at a restaurant that was built on top of an old mine. The property is famous for its mining history and prominently displays memorabilia from its bygone years. The couple had this photo taken while dining in the restaurant. However, in the background of the image, you can make out a transparent man floating right in the middle of the room. He looks to have a long beard and is wearing a white button-up shirt, very similar to a miner's uniform. Dom says this is a snap of the physical photo itself, which was developed in a store, meaning it couldn't have been photoshopped. While there's a slight chance this could be double exposure, the man's uncanny resemblance to an old miner certainly makes this a creepy photo. Our first clip of the day comes from a YouTube channel called Terra Latente. Not much is known about its true origins other than a homeowner appearing to have a haunting of some kind on their hands. The clip begins with the homeowner flicking what appears to be holy water around the room, signifying that they believe some kind of paranormal presence may be inside of their house.
Hey, Padre nuestro que reza y amén. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre.
However, as they do, something quite eerie happens. Watch.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, Señor, tu voluntad en la tierra.
The stuffed bunny toy on the cabinet starts moving.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, Señor, tu voluntad en la tierra.
The residents recite a prayer as more holy water is splashed around the room. Unfortunately, the clip is brief and we're not given any more information about what exactly is going on here. The clip appears quite authentic and the residents seem to be genuinely cleansing their home of a spiritual presence. So then, how does one explain the moving stuffed toy? Could we really be witnessing some kind of haunting, or is it all just a well-orchestrated hoax? Let me know where you land on this in the comments down below.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, Señor, tu voluntad en la tierra.
Dude, like, I'm so on edge now. So freaking on edge.
Our first clip of the day comes from the Instagram account Russ Horror. It was captured by a security guard working the night shift at a shopping mall.
Dude, what the hell was that?
After hearing some strange noises, well after the last patrons had left the building, this security guard began filming on his phone to prove what was happening.
What the heck? These freaking chairs just moved. What the sh**? Okay. I'm done. Nope.
Watching that again, as he looks around the food court, a chair seems to move all on its own.
What the sh**? Okay. I'm done.
After this footage hit Instagram, it quickly went viral. With thousands of comments pouring in, it wasn't too long before viewers identified the location as the Summit Mall in Akron, Ohio. The Akron area is quite famous for having numerous locations around town that are full of urban legends and haunted stories. The infamous Green Acre Mall, just 7 miles south of the Summit Mall seen in this footage, is now completely abandoned. People say it's haunted by numerous spirits, and all those who venture inside can attest to some spooky happenings. Opening in 1975, the mall was a thriving retail hub for decades. However, after some mismanagement in the early 1990s, along with consumer trends leaning towards online shopping, the mall fell into a sharp decline. The final nail came in 2011 when 2 deaths occurred on the property. The first happened in April of that year when a man was electrocuted while trying to steal copper wiring from a power box outside of the mall. Then in November, a shallow grave was discovered on the property. The body was identified as Timothy Kern, a victim of the infamous Craigslist killer Richard Beasley. Some urbex vloggers have said they've heard crying inside of the abandoned mall. When they take a good look around, there's no one ever there. So is this footage evidence of a second haunted mall in downtown Akron?
I don't know. Dude, what the hell is that?
Could these ghostly happenings be somehow linked, or is it all just pure coincidence? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Have you ever been to Akron, Ohio? Let me know down below.
These freaking chairs just moved. What the sh**? Okay. I'm done.
There's no single answer as to whether or not alien abductions are real, as there's much evidence to support both sides of the argument. Some people believe that alien abductions are simply hallucinations caused by mental illness, while others believe that they're real events in which aliens take away people for mysterious and unknown reasons. This next clip has set the internet alight with speculation as to whether or not a real alien abduction has been caught on camera. The original source of this footage remains elusive, but this version was shared to TikTok by a user named DarkTales0. It's late at night and this home security camera shows 2 people sitting in their backyard enjoying a drink. They appear to be chatting away, when suddenly something off camera catches their attention. Watching that again slowed down, the lady on the right appears to disappear. A strange flash or trail of light flickers in the air. The man falls off his chair. He looks around confused, dazed by what's just happened. So is this a real alien abduction caught on camera? The video has caused quite a stir online, with many people speculating it could be evidence of extraterrestrial life. One of the first ever recorded accounts of an alien abduction comes from a couple named Betty and Barney Hill. In September 1961, the couple were driving home from a vacation in Canada when they saw a bright light in the sky. They believed that it was a UFO and that they were being abducted by aliens. According to reports, they woke up hours later with no memory of what had happened to them. They also began experiencing nightmares and flashbacks of the event. A psychiatrist helped them recall the event through hypnosis. At first, the psychiatrist was quite skeptical of their story, but eventually started to believe that they were telling the truth about what occurred during their abduction period. Many abductees report being paralyzed or unconscious during the experience. They often describe being examined by aliens, sometimes having strange procedures done to them. These procedures are often bizarre, including placing implants inside their bodies. Some abductees report being forced to have sex with aliens against their will. Several alleged abductees have even reported that they've had children with aliens. So then, are we witnessing a genuine alien abduction in this backyard footage? Unless the man in the footage comes forward with a public statement, this clip will have to remain a complete mystery. Next, we've got some CCTV footage from a farm at an undisclosed location. The clip was posted to TikTok by Paranormal 666, but its true origins remain a mystery. Take a look at what's been captured. A strange figure appears next to the cow in the foreground. It lifts its arms up, then seems to collapse or disappear into the ground. Viewers agreed that the footage was indeed bizarre. Several people suggested that the landowner should call a priest to bless the land and cleanse the space of any evil spirits that might be present. Again, this is one of those short, shareable little clips with little to no information attached. So for now, this bizarre little clip will have to keep floating around the internet, continuing to be a complete mystery. Can animals sense the supernatural? Some experts believe that animals are attuned to frequencies that humans can't perceive, allowing them to pick up on things that we simply can't. This would explain why animals seem to know when something bad is about to happen, such as an earthquake or tsunami. However, in this next piece of footage, uploaded to TikTok by SR Caucasus, this dog seems to be reacting to something that's not quite subtle. Take a look. A woman is giving an interview on camera. In the background, it looks like a dog gets pushed by some kind of unseen force. While it's possible it's jumping out of the way of something on the ground, it certainly looks like something invisible is shoving the dog. So is this dog reacting to something we can't see? There have been numerous accounts of dogs behaving oddly before an earthquake hits or becoming agitated for no apparent reason. Some believe they're picking up on vibrations that humans can't feel. There's also been reports of animals sensing when someone's about to have a seizure or suffer from some other kind of medical emergency. In these cases, it's thought that the animal's reacting to a change in the person's scent or body language. However, in this footage, it's quite clear the dog's reacting to something a little more forceful. So what do you think's going on here? I'd love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. And do you think our pets can sense the supernatural or not? Share your theories with one another in the comments.
How's it, guys? TikTok removed my video previously.
When this TikToker sat down to watch some TV, they probably never expected to experience something eerie like this. It was uploaded by user Prof. Peter de Klerk. The user explains that he's working from home with some TV on. He pans around the room when suddenly he shows this.
And my TV switched off in sleep mode. Is it just me? Or somebody sitting next to me on my freaking couch?
When the TV goes dark, you can see what looks like the reflection of another person sitting to the camera holder's right. At the beginning of the video, we can clearly see that there's no one else sitting on the couch.
But it happened again. I'm just at home, alone, working, and my TV switched off in sleep mode.
So why does it appear as though there's a second person in the reflection of the TV? Naturally, the comments section went for a paranormal explanation. A lot of people said jokingly that if it can watch TV, it can pay rent. but others were a little more concerned for the TikToker, saying that he should have the space blessed immediately by a priest. They were worried that it could have attached itself to the OP and could be a bad omen or a sign of misfortune ahead. So, is this some kind of spiritual attachment, or is it all just a bit of fun for some TikTok views? Watch the clip again and decide for yourself.
How's it, guys? TikTok removed my video previously. But it happened again. I'm just at home, alone, working, and my TV switched off in sleep mode. Is it just me? Or somebody sitting next to me on my freaking couch?
Our last entry was submitted to our Facebook group by Romy L. Romy was sitting around the house one day when she felt like something was watching her. She took a few quick snaps to try and document the strange feeling. At first, the photos don't appear to show all that much. However, on close inspection, there is indeed something there. If you zoom in, there appears to be a transparent face. There's a faint hint of eyes, a nose and a mouth. It almost looks like there's tears just under its left eye. Romy left us a message saying, "The photo was taken shortly after the birth of my daughter. My pregnancy test was on the first anniversary of my father-in-law's death. Maybe he wanted to tell me something." So what do you think? Could this be a family member trying to make contact from the beyond? Or is it all just pareidolia? Until further info comes to hand, this sighting will have to remain a mystery. On September 19th, 2022, a mass UFO sighting occurred in both San Diego and Tijuana. In this video, posted to Reddit by DD32X, we see various clips of the incident captured by several different people. Take a look. It's unclear whether it's one lone object or several bunched closely together. While it was initially suggested that the lights might be military flares, the poster disagrees, noting that they appear to be in formation and don't follow a typical flare pattern. Witnesses to the event claimed it lasted for around 25 minutes. In two of the videos, you can actually see a helicopter circling near the lights.
Looks to be a military helicopter. Those are like normal, but I wonder if he's going, he or she, whoever's flying it, are going where the lights are.
Adding to the mystery, this image shows the flight patterns of two aircraft that were in the vicinity. Interestingly, the plane in red supposedly shut down its transponder. While there's been no official word on what the lights actually were, this suspicious activity certainly does make you wonder. Was this a genuine UFO sighting? We'll keep you posted if and when more information comes to hand.
And looks to be a military helicopter. Those are like normal, but I wonder if he's going, he or she, whoever's flying it, are going where the lights are.
One of our viewers, L. Hoggadick, wrote to our Facebook group detailing a murder that had taken place a few doors up from their home. She said a woman was killed by a man in the house just up the road. Within a few days, the homeowner was convicted of his heinous crimes and sent to jail. Now the house sits abandoned and empty, furniture strewn on the side of the road after a hasty clean-out. Our viewer, L, was walking by the house one night when she thought she'd take some photos. Take a look at what was captured. In the top window, you can see a shadowy figure. It's amorphous and black and doesn't seem to catch any light. Again, there shouldn't be anyone in the house as it was cleaned out after a thorough police investigation. So then, what's standing in the window? Elle mentioned that she suffers from PTSD and that it had been flaring up in the days following the murder. Just prior to taking this photo, she said how sorry she was that the woman was killed. Elle said that shortly after, a strange and inexplicable calmness seemed to wash over her, and her anxiety just disappeared. So could this dark figure be the spirit of the woman who passed away in this house? I'd love to hear your take on this in the comment section down below. This next curious sighting was uploaded to the Instagram page UFO Lovers. The clip was captured in England when this family were out for an afternoon walk. Take a look at what they saw. In the distance is an odd cube-shaped cloud. It stands out in contrast to the more normal-looking clouds in the background. Here's some still photos that show the anomaly in more detail. Viewers on Instagram were shocked and confused by the bizarre cube cloud. Its unnatural appearance sparked all kinds of theories in the comments section of the video. Some jokingly said it looked like a cloud from Minecraft, while others couldn't help but wonder whether aliens were somehow involved. Several comments suggested it could be the work of a government program called Project HARP. Project HARP is a research program that seeks to advance our understanding of the ionosphere, a region of the Earth's upper atmosphere. The program is sponsored by the US Air Force, the Navy, and the University of Alaska, Fairbanks. HARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. The facility is located in Gakona, Alaska, and consists of 180 antennas spread over an area about the size of a small town. Critics say that the military is using HARP as a weapon, and that there have been a number of conspiracy theories about its capabilities. Some believe that HARP can be used to manipulate people's emotions or even control their thoughts, while others think it may be responsible for natural disasters like earthquakes and hurricanes. So what do you think's going on with this cube cloud? Aliens, government mind control, or is there another way to explain it? I'd love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. Our last clip of the day comes from Facebook user Chayla Kelly. In 2017, Kelly was filming a quick update for her socials when she noticed something odd in the background of one of the clips. Take a look and see if you can spot anything unusual. If we watch that again, slowed down, you can make out several little dark figures running through the grass. They almost look like meerkats running by. Kelly said they looked like black shadows and had no idea what they could be. The clip blew up on Facebook, hitting over 1 million views, with hundreds of comments speculating on what the odd little figures might be. Some said it could be little people. According to Native American folklore, there exists a race of little people that live deep in the woods, often near rocky outcrops or sandy hills, and sometimes along secluded streams. They're said to be mischievous, singing and calling out while hiding just to confuse passing travelers. While these beings are widely believed to only exist in tales of myth and legend, back in the early 1830s, a burial ground was discovered in Coshocton County, Ohio. It's said that the unearthed graves contained skeletons that were only 3 feet high. So could this clip be proof that the legendary little people really do exist? Or is there a more simple explanation here? Share your theories with one another in the comments down below. Our first clip of the day was uploaded to the Instagram account Unanswered Universe. It's some security footage taken from some kind of factory in an unknown location. Take a look at what happens. Out of nowhere, the woman's head slams down onto the table. It looks like it's forced down by some kind of unseen presence. The woman is clearly startled as she runs to be comforted by a nearby employee. Some commenters said that the woman might have fallen asleep, but others think it looks far too forceful. Unfortunately, this is one of those clips with almost no info attached to it, so we can't dig any deeper. So I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What do you think's going on here? Share your theories in the comments down below. This next bizarre piece of footage was brought to our attention by viewer David K. It's a viral clip that's been spreading around social media this past couple of months. This video shows what should be a joyous moment as this boyfriend proposes to his girlfriend. Everything seems to be going really well, until this happens. For some reason, the woman's mood switches and she suddenly becomes agitated and aggressive. She storms around the room yelling. Everyone looks startled and confused. Unfortunately, the clip ends abruptly and we don't get to see how this pans out. Some people have said it could just be a hoax and that it's all set up to generate a bit of social media buzz. But judging by the people's reactions in the background, they genuinely look frightened and confused by the woman's strange reaction. So what do you make of this? Why did this sweet moment suddenly turn so weird? Love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. When friends get together, there's usually lots of pictures taken to remember the good times. This next photo was posted to Facebook by the Crime Lab. The image shows a group of friends as they were taking a walk in an unlit rural area early one morning. According to the poster, one friend asked to take some photos of the group. As there was little light, they decided to use a flash. Everything seems relatively normal in this first photo. However, take a look at the second one. There's a figure with a ghostly pale face standing behind the friends on the left-hand side. The poster notes that it wasn't until he was going through the photos sometime later that he was shocked to see the extra figure. He also said that no one who was there at the time could identify who this person is. Looking at the figure, he certainly does give off a ghostly vibe. One commenter even suggested that the figure looks like the ghost of someone who died of frostbite. The poster goes on to point out that if you take a close look at the figure's legs, they don't look human. It's even been suggested that they actually resemble hooves. This is a rather unnerving photo. As the group was in a remote, unlit location early in the morning, it seems like there would be little chance that a random passerby could stop and pose for the photo and then leave without anyone noticing. If the ghostly photobomber was unrecognizable to anyone else in the picture, it certainly does make you wonder about who or what it might have been. We'll leave this one up to you, the viewer. Does this photo really show a ghost? Or is there another way to explain the mysterious figure's presence? A video from Instagrammer UFO Life has recently gone viral, and it's left viewers confused and startled as to what exactly it shows. It's a little after 7:30 on the evening of September 28, 2016. As the video begins, we see a close-up shot of a bright white streak of cloud across a blue sky. If you look closely at the cloud, you might notice a small white orb that appears to be behind or within the cloud. And while the object itself remains unidentified, it's what happens next that's left most people stunned. Take a look. The cloud around the white orb begins to evaporate at an astonishing rate. One viewer theorizes that the orb is an alien craft that's somehow able to use the cloud to power itself. Others suggest that the heat from a spaceship might make the moisture from a cloud fade like a defroster on a car windshield. Some even suggested it's the military testing a new form of weather control. So what do you think's going on in this bizarre piece of footage? Is it aliens, some kind of government weather control, or is there a more simple explanation here? Let your theories rip in the comments down below. This next eerie piece of footage was uploaded to Reddit by user RegularJoe500. It's a clip taken from their home security system facing their carport. Take a look at what's been causing a stir on Reddit. As you can see, out of nowhere, a white horse appears. It trots from right to left. Now at first, this might seem fairly mundane. However, the Redditor says that a horse died in the pastures next to his house just a few years ago. And when this footage was captured, there were no animals whatsoever in the paddock. They also noted that the horse that died was black, yet the horse we see here is clearly white. While this could simply be a real-life white horse, it just seems strange that it would trot by in the middle of the night. When the OP saw the footage, they double-checked the property and there were no animals either in the paddock or anywhere nearby. They even looked for hoof prints but found no evidence of anything walking through the yard. Considering that a horse did recently die in the nearby pastures, many commenters speculated they were actually seeing its spirit caught on camera. So what do you make of this eerie equine? Share your theories with the community in the comment section down below. Every year, Instagram user Dorinda Marino treats their mum to a ghost investigation session on her birthday. They often travel to famous mansions and run a group session on the property. In this clip, we see the group running an experiment with a ball. Watch what happens.
That's the wind. No, that's not the wind. That's not the wind. Oh boy.
Watching that again, the ball rolls, then stops. The group initially thinks it could just be the wind, but when the ball spins off in multiple directions, the group is shocked.
That's the wind. No, that's not the wind. That's not the wind. Oh boy.
It's not known where exactly this investigation took place, so it's hard to dig a little deeper and research the history of the property. Naturally, this bizarre clip has since gone viral, with hundreds of people chiming in the comment section trying to make sense of what happened. There are a few contrasting theories. Some say a string must be pulling the ball, while others think it's a demonic presence compelling the ball to move on its own.
That's the wind. No, that's not the wind. That's not the wind. Oh boy.
So what do you think? Are we seeing some genuine paranormal activity here, or is it all just a hoax? Drop your theories in the comments down below.
That's the.
Oh, that's wind.
That's the wind.
I was gonna say that's the wind. No,
No, no, that's not the wind. That's not the wind.
No way. No way.
Oh boy.
This next one was sent to us by one of our viewers, Rafaela. Rafaela works as a baker in Heraklion, a city on the Greek island of Crete. They were walking to their work at 4:30 AM when they stopped to take some photos of the moon. It was very early in the morning and the neighbourhood was empty. However, when our viewer reviewed their photos later that day, they were shocked by something in the picture. In the middle of the road, there appears to be a dark figure. Rafaela took a series of quick snaps of the moon, so there is a collection of photos all taken split seconds apart, and in each one the figure looks a little bit different. In one it looks almost transparent. In another it even looks like it's running. And in others it has long limbs. Then it looks thick and dark. The OP is certain no one else was around and has no way of explaining the strange figure's appearance in the photographs. If it was just a person, then why do they look so different in each snap, taken only seconds apart? Crete is an island in the Mediterranean Sea with a rich history and culture. The island has been inhabited since the Neolithic era, and it's been home to many civilizations over the years. The Minoans, who lived in Crete from around 2600 BC to 1100 BC, were one of the most advanced civilizations of their time. They built great palaces and temples, and their art and architecture are still admired today. The Minoans also had a strong belief in the supernatural. They believed in gods and goddesses that ruled over different aspects of nature, and they believed that these deities could influence human affairs. Many of the temples and palaces on Crete were built to honour the gods and goddesses and to appease them. With this vivid history, it's little wonder that Crete is rich with ghost stories. One of the most famous haunted tales revolves around an old crumbling ruin on the southern coastline of the island. Frango Castello is a small village southwest of Heraklion. The Frango Castello fortress is said to be haunted by the ghosts of fallen soldiers. The soldiers were killed in a battle against the Turks in 1866 known as the Cretan Revolt. Visitors to the site claim they've seen shadowy figures dressed for battle or heard marching up the steps. But when they look around, there's no one ever there. Deathly screams in the middle of the night are said to be an almost common occurrence. Locals believe it's the spirits of the lost soldiers who never received a proper burial. In fact, the term Drosselites refers to a long procession of phantom soldiers that local residents claim to see every single year. The spectral phenomenon is rumoured to happen on the anniversary of the Bloody Battle of 1866. So could our viewer, Rafaela, have caught their own piece of history with this creepy set of photographs? Could this be a spirit of someone who died on the island long ago? Take another look at the images and decide for yourself. As the UK and the rest of the world mourned the death of Queen Elizabeth, her funeral was broadcast to millions of viewers. However, during ITV News' rolling live coverage of the event, something rather eerie was heard during the broadcast. Take a listen.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's...
As you can see...
Listening to that again, it sounds like someone says the death is irreversible and the fact that she's trapped.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
As you can see...
There's an awkward pause before one of the anchors tries to maintain composure and comment on what's happening in the visuals.
Well, as you can see here in London, it is a lovely day, and as the hearse heads out into West London...
Naturally, with so many millions of people watching the coverage play out live, this freaky little clip went viral on Twitter. Thousands of retweets racked up as people were shocked by the eerie murmuring. Some people said it could be a co-host whispering, not realizing her mic was still on, but the words she whispers are truly bizarre. Some aren't buying this theory, saying it has to be some kind of EVP or electronic voice phenomena. Many paranormal experts believe that spirits and other entities can sometimes communicate via radio waves. delivering messages from the beyond, often in a fragmented or stilted way. They claim that EVPs can be heard as incomplete sentences, single words, or jumbled phrases. So far, no one's been able to fully explain this bizarre incident, and unless ITV explains what really happened, this eerie whispering will have to remain a mystery.
The death is irreversible, and the fact that she's
As you can see,
Our first clip of the day was posted to Reddit by user Omar1R03. It's footage of two men exploring a collapsed cave system in Jordan. As they approach a filled-in tunnel, take a look at what they see.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Hajji, 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, بيشي جوا.
As one of the men removes several rocks, you can see some kind of face on the other side.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Hajji, 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
It almost looks like a person covered in dust or some kind of disfigured animal.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Hajji, 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 Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, بيشي جوا.
The Redditor who uploaded the clip asked the question whether this could be a ghost or a jinn. According to Arabic folklore, jinns are paranormal beings. They're believed to inhabit an unseen world parallel to our own. It's said that they can cross into our world, but we can't cross into theirs. In some traditions, jinns are malevolent beings who enjoy causing mischief and harm to humans. In other traditions, they're neutral or even benevolent beings that can help or harm humans depending on their mood or whim. They're described as having dark, soulless eyes, sharp claws and teeth with elongated fingers. Reactions to this clip have been varied over on Reddit, but most people were freaked out by the eerie sighting. One plausible explanation suggested it could be a toy doll covered in dirt, and if you slow it down, you can almost see the resemblance. But it's still freaky nonetheless. So what do you think? Is this a jinn, a doll, or could it be some kind of cryptid yet to be classified by modern science? Let us know in the comments down below.
Hajji, Hajji, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, بيشي جوا.
وين؟ عاد وين دقيقة حجي ارجع.
At first, this next one, uploaded by Instagrammer Paranoid Normal, seems to be a cute dog video.
Maverick.
One with the Halloween decorations.
But as the video plays out, it starts getting a little weird. The video shows a dog standing among a group of decorative black cats that someone's placed in the front yard as a Halloween decoration. But the dog doesn't move a muscle for a strange amount of time, almost as though he's frozen.
Maverick. Hey, come on. Mav.
While you might think this is just an adorably petrified pooch, take a close look at the dog's back end. Not even his tail is moving. Anyone who's ever been around a dog knows that they have trouble keeping their tails still for long, especially when they're stuck straight out in the air like this. To make matters even creepier, towards the end of the video, the dog suddenly seems to unfreeze, beginning to wag his tail and greeting his humans without a care in the world.
He's staying still as I can.
Hey, it's okay, dude. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on.
Viewers have a lot of theories about this strange footage. Some think it was a glitch in the fabric of reality. Others suggested it might be some kind of absence seizure, and yet some think it was a totally normal reaction for this breed of dog. So where do you sit on this one? Share your theories with one another in the comments down below.
Hey, it's okay, dude. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on.
Well, hey, that's the end of part 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't catch part 1, you can see it in that link right there. Otherwise, there's a link in the description box below and it's pinned in the comments. Let us know in the comments down below which you thought was the scariest video of the year. We'd love to hear your opinions. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.